To
Everything good?
go. All right, we're live, everybody. Don't say anything embarrassing.
Just jumping right in there.
Well, it's 6 o'clock. I have a reputation for being late on the Sunday show,
Uh huh.
and it's bogus. I'm never late. Sitch is the one that's late all the time. I'm
Oh,
always
all right.
right on time, so I figured I'd
Well,
jump in.
I already had a chance to say hello to you. I didn't get the chance to say hello to Dale yet. Dale, how are you doing?
Awesome, Patrick. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I was just telling Adam that I'm on location right now at up in the mountains of Maryland, and I'm drinking by a bonfire, so I'm feeling pretty lit.
Mm. Where exactly
What
in Maryland?
Frederick?
Oh yeah, Frederick. I've been there before.
Yeah, it's all right. It's
is
like right
that?
by.
That's where Deliverance was filmed, right?
No. That's more
What's
in the
the theme?
Appalachian
I was
Mountains.
trying to think of the theme song for Deliverance, but I couldn't think of it. It's like that banjo. I know, it's like bizarre. Oh my god, that movie's scary as hell.
It is, but super good. I
Oh
I
yeah.
like the Rush roulette scene.
Yeah.
It's
What's up,
it's like
Frankie?
Christopher
What's up,
Walken,
Scissor
right?
Guy? What's that?
Isn't Christopher Walken in that Rush roulette scene?
That's the Deer Hunter.
Oh, Deer Hunter.
Yeah.
Deer Hunter.
Very different movies, but okay. I did
Yeah.
like that. I do like the Deer Hunter as well.
I got
I
my
was
wires crossed.
fascinated by the Deer Hunter when I was a kid. My dad had a huge Deer Hunter poster, and I wondered what is this Deer Hunter thing? But he told me, you can't watch it. You're too young. So, but then I watched it much later and thought, wow, it's really not about deers or deer hunting at all. It's like it's completely different. So,
It's about Nam.
yeah, I was always fascinated by movies, like long before. I think I grew up fast, basically. What's up, Darth Maul? How you doing? So I have a list of things, potential topics. How are you doing, Dale? Have you been drinking too? How much? Where's your inebriation level?
I just started. The funny
Good.
thing was earlier today, I always have this problem where I run out of whiskey like right before the end of the week. So to fix that problem, I bought 2 bottles of whiskey.
Oh, you're a 2-bottle a week now guy. That's good. In pandemic times, you got to have at least 2 bottles of whiskey a week.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't get sick when I drink a lot. So that's the benefit of being an alcoholic. The only time you throw up is when you drink too much.
Or drink too little.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm not a heavy drinker. I'm not a heavy drinker at all. So I'm like a non-drinker, to be honest with you. I don't drink at all.
Have you ever drank, Adam, or just not recently?
Yeah, in my 20s, I was a total alcoholic, basically. Isn't that the thing? Don't you kind of have to
Oh
be an
yeah,
alcoholic in
absolutely.
your 20s?
Yeah, I mean, like me being drunk is kind of a rarity. For the same reasons. Like when I drink a lot, the next day, like I feel it. It's like I feel like I've been fucking hit by a truck. So I'm on vacation. I kind of had like a rough 2 weeks. So I'm just kind of kicking back, and I'm just like, I don't care if I feel like shit tomorrow, even though I'm going to a wedding.
What's up, Bobby? What's up, Andrew Jackson? I loved you on the $20 bill, Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew Jackson. He's a good guy.
The Andrew Jackson.
Yeah. In the chat.
As you can see, I was watching a little bit of the Trump town hall. I just watched the very beginning of it, where the first question, I think, she fawned over Trump for a good 30 seconds. Oh, I love your smile. I just got to tell your smile lights up a room. It's pretty funny.
It lights up the planet.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. I just heard people talking about how everyone's watching the Biden one. They want to watch the gaffes.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll have to check them both out after the show, but I didn't want to leave everyone hanging. I was here. We had a show last week, right? I missed 1 week.
Yeah, you missed the week before. You were here last week in my channel, and then you had to leave a little bit early.
Oh yeah. I had to leave early. So we brought in Patrick. Patrick's going to be joining us on the reg now. So we have a third party. So if one of us misses, we can the show can still go on.
And I'm excited. I mean, you dudes are good guys, and I watch you guys anyway. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome that you guys invited me. So I definitely appreciate it. And usually, like, I will be on camera doing some work, but I'm away on holiday right now. But I didn't I didn't want to miss my first day at work.
You get your ass in here. Get your ass in here. Get to work.
Yeah.
Jabba the Coach says vote Jabba 2024. No way. I'm voting Trump 2024. Are you crazy?
Oh, he's supposed to be like Judge Judy.
Yeah, I like the new avatar, man. That looks cool. Look at this. Bob B. I already voted. Kanye. Woo! Yeah, me too. Voting Kanye all the way.
Patrick
vote
is the bore.
A-Team. Yeah, that's right. So I wrote down on the list of things, you guys sent me some stuff. We were going to talk about Hunter Biden. We were going to talk about Dan Sheehan. Am I pronouncing that last name right?
It doesn't matter.
Dan Sheehan did a live stream with Ethan Van Sciver. We EFAP'd it a little bit, I think, last week, but there's been new developments, so we'll touch base on there. I watched it. Today I listened to Bad Faith podcast. I don't know. I think it might be behind a paywall, but this podcast is pretty crazy. These communist, super woke, intersectional, left-wing feminists interviewed I'm thinking Burkowski, but it's not Burkowski. Who's the famous left-wing guy that they all worship? God damn, I can't remember his name. But anyway, they interviewed this famous left-winger, and he completely tears them apart, and it's pretty fascinating. They're very woke. So I might talk about that for a second. And then you mentioned Donnie Cates. Patrick, what's...
Well, I just kind of was just again, like, the past couple of days I spent driving, so I I kind of had to spend some time catching up on what everyone was talking about, and I saw that Donnie was kind of being like a douchebag again.
What's new, right?
Yeah, it's just like he's floundering. He wants attention.
So give the backstory on the Donnie Cates being a douchebag. I'm blocked by him. Never interacted with him. First interaction I had with his Twitter account. Well, I guess I did go on a live stream with Ethan, and we were talking a lot of shit about Donnie Cates. So,
well, I think Dale probably knows more about what's going on with Donnie these days.
Oh yeah, he did a video on it. Yeah. Drop some knowledge on us, Dale.
Yeah. So, well, I think this was before. I think everybody knows about the Move the Needle movement, the hashtag on Twitter. That's what we did to try to promote creators that weren't shitting on us. Yeah. And Donnie Cates, his Venom was one of those books that your boy Zach and many others used the hashtag for. Because at the time, Donnie Cates, relatively new, nobody really knows him. And, he's a decent enough writer. I'm not going to say he's a bad writer. But again, you don't shit on the fans. Don't call us Nazis, and we'll support you. You don't have to be Trump supporters.
Yeah, exactly.
So, he went and drunk called Ethan, but I guess, there's a lot building up to that. He took pictures with Tim Doyle. He got in, he's in league with Satan, quite literally. Yeah. In league with Satan. He's a Satanist.
Or like a wannabe Satanist, at least.
Is he a real Satanist?
I think if you asked him anything about Aleister Crowley, he wouldn't know anything. But I think he likes Blackcraft, and I think he likes Hot Topic a lot.
Yep.
Like whether or not he's a real Satanist is debatable, but he likes the whole the image of a Satanist. Him and his girlfriend and her dangly upside down cross earrings or whatever they were. It's just, but it's weird. There's a lot of people that are out there that are like that. Like, they don't know what they're getting into.
Yeah. So, like with Donnie Cates, I mean, even back earlier before the whole move the needle thing, he was saying, "Hey, Ethan, let's do a book. Hey, do a book with me, Ethan." So he showed an interest in Ethan
Really?
before. Yeah, this was a while ago. This is a tweet I think we saved.
This is
And
pre-Comicsgate then.
yeah, pre-Comicsgate, everything. But then like all these other SJWs, they have to join. They have to join in on the dog pile. They got to get their back pats. And that's what he did because he thought, you know what? I have a reputation here at Marvel. Let me fortify that reputation by talking shit about these guys. Let me punch down. And that's what Donny Cates did. He could have been a real man and just apologized to everybody he insulted. He could have been a real man, but he decided to double down. And he decided to call us all Nazis and all that, the typical arguments against us. Go, you're bigots and you hate women. You hate strong women in comics. All of that nonsense. So, yeah, he can go to hell. He's a pseudo-Satanist. He's a hot topic Satanist. I think that's what Patrick just said. I mean, he's so disingenuous.
I had a decent interaction with some DC Marvel guy on Twitter that was involved in that Donny Cates thread. I can't, like I said, I can't tweet at Donny Cates because I'm blocked, but I can, there's the trick that you open up an incognito browser and you can browse their tweets. So I saw the tweets that he was saying basically Comicsgate is a bunch of right-wing Nazi losers, whatever he was saying. And I responded to those saying, it tends to piss people off when you falsely accuse them of shit. Nobody likes to be falsely accused, right? So someone else chimed in, and I'm looking for the tweet. I can't remember who it was. Do you remember who else was in that thread? Because I basically I talked to them about it, and they ended up responding. Oh, Mark Brooks, that's the guy. So I was saying like sweeping generalizations aren't cool, and he I don't know, we kind of left it on good terms. Do you know Mark Brooks? Is he like somebody I should be keeping tabs on, or
no? Not really. I don't know.
He's nobody. So yeah, it's interesting. Donny Cates has a hate boner for Comicsgate. You think that's ever going to change?
His circumstance will change. I think where he's at will change, and he's gonna whinge about it. He's gonna, he's just gonna keep talking shit, and he might try to placate us. He might try to throw us a bone, and I don't think anything's gonna actually change between us. But I think he will flip flop back and forth, and he'll try to manipulate people who are weak willed. So I don't think it's ever going to change, though, because the people he's going to try to persuade are people that know exactly who he is. So, like Ethan's not going to give in to Donny Cates.
Yeah, I think it's like a gang. For the gang initiation, you have to go out and, take a scalp. And that's basically what Donny Cates' gang is all about. In order to be a part of our gang, you have to go out and get a Comicsgate scalp. So they're after Comicsgate scalps. That's how they move up the status hierarchy over on their side. It's funny that they're all communists and they're really anti-hierarchy.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's like I wonder if they're real communists or it's like they're just kind of going with the flow. Like I feel like he's the type of guy that just does whatever his wife or girlfriend tells him to do.
Perhaps that's probably why he's so angry, because I know a lot of people are taking jabs at him and his wife. So, which I don't necessarily think is cool, to be honest with you, because taking jabs at Donny Cates is fine. Well, I guess it's technically
I don't think the jabs are at her per se, but I think the jabs are at him for how he's corralled by her.
Yeah, totally. That's what I was going to say. I stopped myself because if you're going to go on a show with your wife and your wife is going to be your co-host, then obviously people are going to look at that dynamic, and judge it. So maybe I spoke. If his wife was, an off-camera personality and people were going after her, then you have a much better argument that you're really crossing the line there. But
I
Desert
don't really
Runner
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't really think that the insults were like personal. It's, hey, you're wearing inverted cross earrings and you have a mug that says Satan loves you. Clearly, you want people to react.
Yeah.
That's it.
Those weren't the comments I was talking about. The comments I were talking about was like, your wife is really into this other artist, Mateo, right? Yeah, those were the ones that were a little hitting below the belt, don't you think?
Yeah, like what happened? Like, what's the situation with that? I heard E talking about that before about Mateo.
Well, I don't really want to go into it.
Oh, okay.
Desert Runner for $5 Aussie says, "Hey Adam, always available for all your police tactic review needs. Yes, Desert Runner has offered to come on the show and talk to us about policing tactics. I believe he also called in. We did a call-in show about a week ago, so we got to talk to him. What's up, Desert Runner? Thanks for the $5. And it wouldn't be a show without Gemini Samimi super chatting $2 and saying, "I love you, Adam." There should be a comma there, but not for the what is it if So you want to talk about Dan Sheehan, who I guess had a change of heart. So Dan Sheehan did I guess it was masquerading as an interview with Ethan Van Sciver. And we did some e-fapping of it last week on Dale's channel, which was fun. Always fun. A lot of fun. Maybe we did it on my channel. I can't remember, but
did you see his comment on the stream?
You shared one of his comments. Go ahead, tell everyone what his comments was.
Well, I think we can just bring it up here.
Go ahead.
I can go find it while we're talking about something else.
Well, we can't do that. So anyway, Dale finds the comment.
Like Dan Shaheen is an interesting guy because it's like I'm not sure if he's on meds or if he's just indecisive or if someone is putting him up to do something. But he's like changing his attitude, and like he seemed pretty open to kind of talk to Comicsgate people. He was trying to get us into bookstores. He was trying to get us to talk to comic book shops. And then all of a sudden during that interview, he was just like, "Why would a comic book shop pay $25 for your book, Ethan?" And it's like the last conversation, you were just trying to get Cyberfrog and comic book shops. Now you're telling Ethan that his book is too expensive. It seemed like he was trying to do a lot of like I'm not even gonna say that he's a journalist, but like gotcha journalism. He was trying to like corner Ethan into something. It was very strange.
Yeah. So the interview, and it's funny because I actually downloaded that video because I was thinking, oh well, he's gonna have streamers regret on this one. And he sure enough did. My ability to predict the future is totally apt because he didn't delete the stream. The stream is still up, so give him that much. I say it's going to last maybe 2 weeks, and then the stream is coming down. But he changed the title of the stream to something to the effect. Ethan is too afraid to put his money where his mouth is.
Oh God!
Some allusion to he wanted to bet Ethan in the stream that the Mark Wade lawsuit was that your boy Zach was going to lose the Mark Wade lawsuit. Ethan wouldn't bet him. So this is so obscure. I mean, I feel funny even saying it. Like, you got to really be in the know to even know what I'm talking about. And he titles the stream this, which is like, okay, nobody's going to get that. But it's obvious he's had some regret, and he disabled all the comments. Like, I guess people were ribbing him in the comments.
Yeah.
So what's this comment you brought up, Dale?
So this is him responding to the stream that I did, and after you left, Adam, I just continued e-fapping it.
Nice.
For like an hour.
Nice.
And I went on like a little drunk soliloquy about Dan Shaheen, and He didn't appreciate it. Apparently, I called him retarded, and I don't remember.
Welcome to the internet, Dan. So he says, thanks for watching. I'm always willing to talk and change my mind. But when you start calling me retard, I think you're going a step too far. Really? Retard?
Yeah.
Dale calls me retard once a week. What the fuck? That's not even close to too far.
Toughen up.
If you actually want to talk, reach out to me. If not, just keep shouting in your echo chamber. Oh, I remember you shared this with me and I reached out. I sent him an email and he never responded to my email. So
I think, should I go on his show if he reaches out to me again?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, I'm going to try to get an appearance on his show.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I did. I sent him. I did send him an email and I asked him, if he wanted to hang out and talk. I said, we do a Comicsgate themed show once a week. If you want to hang out, hit me up. I mean, it seems like he's trying to grow his YouTube channel. I don't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's like trying to carve out an audience. He's like, well, the Comicsgate audience is big, but the anti-Comicsgate audience is big too. And they're totally mainstream. And I'm mainstream. I want to sell some comic books.
He's kind of like the Bizarro version of Gary from Nerdrotic.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, I love Gary. Gary's totally sincere. And like immediately likable.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel Dan Shaheen was being honest or open or anything.
What was very interesting about this last exchange with I'm kind of comparing it to when Dan talked to Fraga.
Mm-hmm.
It just, his demeanor was just completely different. Like he seemed to kind of like just herd Ethan along and not give him time to answer stuff and just be like, well, can we just agree on that the lawsuit is bullshit, or is not real? And Ethan was like, no, like I'm not going to agree on that. He was trying to corral Ethan in so many different things, and it was interesting because like Cecil like brought up something that he suspected that like just like bear with me here for a second. Like if
spit it out.
I know. I'm trying to word it. I'm trying to get it worded right. So imagine if Wade talked to Dan Shaheen and was like, "Hey, get Ethan to bet on this with you verbally online about some type of case that he set up the GoFundMe for. That has something to do with." And just get him to verbally bet with you online, and somehow we can use that. Like it seemed very strange, just the dialogue and how he kept on talking about that case.
Yeah, he wants to get this. I like this theory because it does make sense, and I wish someone would pour through the terms and conditions of the GoFundMe, because they probably combed through the GoFundMe terms and conditions and discovered that, if you're doing a GoFundMe for a legal case and you're betting any of the money on the outcome of the case, then you break the terms and conditions or something like that.
Yes, exactly. Because there was a lot of dialogue that was said that was trying to get Ethan to say something, and he kept on coming back to it. And it was weird because they would get off subject and then he would come back to it.
He changed the title of the video to that.
Yes. So that's why I think that Dan Shaheen is in cahoots with either like someone that's juxtaposed, not juxtaposed, but someone that's catty corner from Mark Wade. Someone that is kind of trying to get Ethan to say something because Ethan is the one that started the GoFundMe.
This is a mission against Ethan, a secret
plot. It is.
Maybe. I mean, that's what we're theorizing here.
It's Bizarro. Yeah, he is Bizarro Gary from Nerdrotic. He's kind of was he like didn't he used to own his own comic shop, something like that?
Yeah.
So that's why I said he's Bizarro Nerdrotic. But it's kind of interesting how he says, the case is all bullshit, right, Ethan? even though it's gone on for 2 years. Now, I'm not saying that means a case like, oh, you have the best case if it goes on this long, but it's not a bullshit case if it goes on for 2 years. You have something there.
Yeah. Yes,
of course.
It was already determined by someone that this case could go as far as it could, and Dan kept on saying, just admit that that this is bullshit, and it was like, no, it's like people have already looked at this and said that this is legitimate, it's going forward. Like, what are you talking about?
Correct. This guy here, the Mark Brooks, is it Mark Brooks? Mark Brooks art. Yeah, this guy here, artist for Marvel and DC, constant annoyance for, I think that's his girlfriend or manager or whatever, girlfriend slash manager. I said to him, my thing is I like to go into these threads where everyone's just like flinging mud and calling each other retard and act like the adult, to kind of represent Comicsgate. And in the end, I said, listen, you're falsely accusing people of racism, sexism, homophobia, and they don't like it. Like, how would you feel if somebody came on the internet and started accusing you of racism, sexism, and homophobia? You'd probably get pretty pissed off too. And in the end, he ended up conceding that he really didn't know anything about Comicsgate. And I said, I've dug in pretty deep here into Comicsgate, and I don't find any of I don't find evidence for any of the claims that the anti-Comicsgate side is making. So it seems perfectly logical that people would get fucking irate that you're making these claims about them. I mean, I would be irate too. So
yeah, Dan's whole, like what he was trying to do with Ethan, he was almost like, let me tell you something you might not know. Let me try and save you. It's like, Dan, I don't think you realize this, but we're in the know. You're not in the know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You don't get
exactly.
We know everything about the industry because we focus on the industry every single day. We report on it.
Yeah.
We know more about it than you do, Dan.
Yeah, his smoking gun was, what the Mein Kampf joke that Ethan did 100 years ago. What the come on, man. For real?
We already have one Renfamous. We don't need another one.
Totally.
That's weak bait.
We still have a Renfamous? I thought she was gone, but anyway. So here's another one that I shared that was from that thread, because that thread was like juicy. This is another thing that's super annoying about these Twitter threads. So you have the anti-Comicsgate side taking it up to like DEFCON 10. I don't know, is it DEFCON 1 or which one's the big one? Taking it like to nuclear level. With all the
lower it is, the more dangerous it is, maybe.
Yeah.
DEFCON 1. I only know DEFCON from that movie War Games from forever ago.
Me too.
The Wappa. We're gonna get the Wappa. It's gonna totally fuck up the world. That was like one of the first artificial intelligence movies. So they're throwing insults at everybody. I'm retweeting them going, oh, look, a future Nazi prison guard here. And it's the anti-Comicsgate side, right? They're the ones that were like, no, don't even talk to them. They are cockroaches we must remove from the earth. It's like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? This is Ethan did another stream talking about the Dan Sheehan stuff too. And I completely empathize with Ethan when he talks about, they question his motives in ways that are just uncomfortable. Why? Like, what do you mean? Like, am I a good person? Fuck yeah, I'm a good person, you shithead. Why would you even accuse me of not being a good person?
But you see a lot of their masks are lifting now. We can see who they are now. This isn't just in Comicsgate, of course, but this is in politics too. You see a lot less understanding, a lot less. I mean, cooler heads tend to prevail, but not anymore. Now they're just coming out and saying, we need to remember exactly who these people are. Once the revolution starts, we need to line them up against the wall and shoot them.
That's exactly where they go. They're LARPing like they're going to take us all out. I'm like, this is comic books. Y'all are crazy.
My life would be much easier, Adam, if you didn't exist.
So yeah, totally. So here's another one that I brought up just because I think it's interesting. So this guy tweets in the thread, they want an entire medium to cater to themselves and only themselves. This is a popular narrative against Comicsgate. That Comicsgate is just a bunch of straight white men who just want comic books to be all superheroes and hot babes and cater solely to them. And if there's any kind of diversity comic books that come out, they're just going to be so angry and so irate, like we're policing people's behavior. And I responded, the narrative below is that Comicsgate fans want all comics to cater to their personal tastes. The irony is that it's exactly the opposite. Social justice activists want all comics to meet their criteria for morality. This literally means all comics must cater to them. They're the ones that are censoring comics. They're the ones that are saying, oh, this comic caters to the male gaze. Oh, problematic. We have to get rid of it. They're the ones saying, Gail Simone's writing articles about women in refrigerators going, the portrayal of women in comics is downright evil. We have to take care. We have to get these comics off the shelves. They're the ones that are totally being like the church lady about comics. Coming at us like that is totally ridiculous. You guys don't care if diversity's in comics, if they have diversity in comics, correct?
I mean, it depends.
Well, I mean, it has to be organic diversity. It can't be forced.
Hold on a second. Maybe what? I'm asking the question incorrectly. You don't care if by some chance SJWs love diverse comics. They love gay comics, whatever. Mm-hmm. You don't care if they make gay comics and sell them to gay comic fans, correct?
It really, I mean, Adam, this is a difficult thing to say about comics specifically because Patrick, I don't think there's anything organic about it. You just create it and you put it into existence right there. Mm-hmm. It doesn't just happen, but you have to create your own gay characters. You have to create your own black characters. Stop leeching off of someone else's brainchild.
Oh, no, absolutely. Right. No, well, that's what I meant by organic. Like, I always bring up North Star as a awesome homosexual character, like from Alpha Flight. Like people always forget about North Star, and, it's like they try to make Bobby Drake into like the first homosexual X-Men or whatever, or mutant or whatever, but it's like they had a character already. Like they already had a gay character from the get-go, North Star, from Alpha Flight, and they don't do anything with him. They have to make other characters gay or change them or blah blah blah. And like what I meant by organic was like someone came up with North Star, and it wasn't like a plot. It wasn't like they were plotting to make him gay, to change people gay, or some type of gay conspiracy like that. Like it was like the writer created North Star and was like, hey, he just happens to be gay, That's what I meant by like organic, I
don't know if I believe in that though. I don't think that's because you're making the conscious decision to create a gay character. I think there's always going to be some kind of agenda behind it. The issue really is the agenda something you want associated with a character that's been around for much longer, and that change would fundamentally mess with the character as a whole. I think. I don't think there's ever going to be that like, oh, well, it's fine. We just sort of eased our way into the gay characters. I don't believe that's possible. I think you're always going to have to be proactive and make your own always. So,
like, what about that character that is in Zach's comic that's in Iron Sights? He's like he's homosexual, and it's like it's not like the whole story isn't about him being gay. It's like he just so happens to be gay.
Oh yeah, Devil Dog.
Yeah. It's like that's what I mean by like organic. I mean, I guess it's not like really like Zach's trying to prove a point that he's just a normal dude.
Again, like I don't think I get what you're trying to say. It's not as like on the nose, right?
Organic is a wrong word.
Right. It's still something that he decided. Well, they're going to keep complaining about me hating the gay community, whatever. They're going to call me a Nazi. How can they do that when my characters are gay? I have a black character, I have all that.
Brother Gaius says every time Adam streams, gay comes up somehow. Hold on, guys. Gay is what they want in the comics. Like that's their whole shtick. That is their whole activism ploy. Like, I have a theory on the gay characters too, because I think they probably the first step was to do their own comics with gay characters, and they were like, holy cow, nobody wants these things.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no audience for this shit.
Yeah.
And we got this activism to do. We need to make Superman gay. Like that's the next course of action.
It is.
That's where people and that's where I completely agree with you, Patrick, about the organic thing. Like you can't just come in and make Superman gay without retconning 60 years of American history.
Yeah.
So that's like, infuriating.
Like I have an instructor who was my first comic book teacher when I was 16, 17 years old, like in high school. And he's gay, and he's a cool dude, and I'm still very close with him, and he's very into classic comic books, right?
Really?
He does not give a shit that Bobby Drake is gay now at all. He does not care. It does not make him buy more comic books. You know what I'm saying? And I've actually asked him about it. I was like, so like Bobby Drake is gay. Like, how do you feel about that? And he's just like, he does not care about it at all.
Yeah,
so
who cares?
It's like, and I think that's probably across the board. It's not like gay people like we're sitting at home just waiting for gay characters to be in comic books so they can start buying comic books.
Yeah, like exactly.
Yeah. So, and again, like organic was the wrong word to use, but I think you know what I'm talking about. Just something.
No, organic totally works. Organic works.
Just a little more natural.
Yeah, it can't feel forced. They totally shoehorn these politics into the comics. I think it's odd that they think like they don't really even understand the argument that we're making about taking over these long-standing characters and dumping your political agenda on top of them.
Yeah,
it's way different. Because someone has a problem with that, them destroying a franchise for their own political advantage doesn't mean that we are against them creating whatever books they want to create and putting out whatever books they want to put out. They're the ones that have a problem with people putting out books that they find, quote unquote, problematic.
True.
Because they deal with topics that make them personally uncomfortable. It's sad.
I think it's also interesting because people theorize that maybe the Republican Party will be the first party to have a female president. I think it's similar with comics where
oh my God,
someone like Ethan or your boy Zach would be the first one to make a quality gay character.
Yeah.
Just to prove a point to the other side. I think that's honestly where we're at.
Well, isn't Rainbow Brute touching on those themes anyway?
Yeah,
it could be gay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I mean, he's not, but his son is borderline. It sounds like.
Yeah, it's super.
I'm excited for that story.
So I did reach out to Dan Sheehan about coming on the show. So if Dan Sheehan sees this, we'd love to psychoanalyze you for fun.
It'd be interesting to see like what type of meds he'd be on that day.
Yeah, I feel bad if he's on meds because
if he's just like had too much or too little or something, and that's why he was acting all weird.
Well, I don't know what his. I feel bad for people who are super delusional, and he kind of strikes me as maybe delusional. I don't necessarily know what's going on inside his head, so.
Again, so dude, like I totally think that someone was putting him up to that. A lot of that didn't feel right to me. It felt really weird because he seemed before to be open to the idea of Comicsgate and Comicsgate being in comic book stores. Like he was begging Ethan to put comic books and to put Cyber Frog in stores, and then he flipped to 180 degrees and was like trying to get Ethan to admit to betting on something else. It was just weird. It was very weird.
Yeah, because he's got people in his camp that really want to see that. I don't necessarily know. I guess he fancies himself a player in comics, and maybe he is. But I don't know. I'm just a nobody on the internet. So
yeah. Well, I mean, and it's also crazy because he doesn't have many followers either. So it's like part of me wonders why anyone gives him any air at all.
Yeah, totally.
And like I think the reason why Ethan was open to talking to him is because he seemed like someone that was open-minded before.
Totally.
It's like I don't think he's gonna be able to get Ethan on his show again, especially if he's just gonna try to do that stupid gotcha bullshit.
Well, calling your boy Zach cowardly, that was not a good move.
No.
Oh, hell yeah. That one guy that wrote an article and totally destroyed him for that. It's like, geez, when did you serve in Iraq and Afghanistan, Sheehan?
That was Rick Rotman who wrote the article.
Yeah. Destroyed. Totally destroyed.
I bet you Dan's wrist is like the size of like a pencil.
Poor guy. He's gonna settle into a comic book cut type grind where he does regular videos.
Yeah, like Edwin.
The spectacular, the wonderful, the people's champion.
He's having some problems too, with a lot of those anti-comic skaters.
Are they fickle? Is the anti-comic skate audience like?
Oh, we could watch
steam?
that. He had it was like a cry for help. It was funny as hell.
Who Dan?
No, Comic Book Hut.
Comic Book Hut. Okay.
Yeah, somebody shared a video of his on Twitter. I tried to watch it, but it was just too boring. Couldn't take it. Well, he's not going to have anything insightful to say about it. He's just gonna schoolyard insults is kind of his go-to move.
We talked about how his channel, people were false flagging him. They were trying to take his channel down.
Well, don't do that. Why would people do that? He's he's a treasure. He's a
I don't know. I worked too hard for all this. My 1,000 subscribers. Worked too hard. 3 years and 1,000 subscribers. I'm not going to get my channel flagged.
That's great, Dale. Have you been practicing? That's awesome.
Yeah, I watched.
I thought Comic Book Hut was on the show.
Oh yeah. Little Caesar and little gay Adam.
What? I think he calls me friendless. Adam Friendless.
Adam Friendless.
That's his nickname for me.
I don't know if he has a name for me yet. He probably doesn't know me.
Hilarious. So you want to move on to Hunter Biden? Did you want to gossip about Hunter Biden? How many times have you smoked crack in a hotel room, Dale? Be honest. Don't lie to us.
0. I don't do drugs. I just drink alcohol. That's about it.
Lies.
You know what we should have done for the video? You should have taken a picture kind of like Hunter Biden's when he's sleeping and he's got the bed sheet over him, but you can see his crack pipe hanging out. That should have been the thumbnail.
I haven't even seen the picture. I haven't even looked. I was too scared that fucking Twitter might close my account for Google searching the picture.
What is the picture?
Supposedly
he's got like a crack pipe hanging out of his mouth. He passed out.
Oh man, that is gold.
Dale claims he's never smoked crack in a hotel room, but I don't buy it. Not 1 second.
I believe him.
Yeah, I don't know. Seems iffy. Anybody who has
smoked marijuana.
What? Oh, now I got to kick you off the show. Dale's out
I think I tried like a little bit, but it wasn't enough, and I didn't care about it, and I never tried it again.
He's going full Bill Clinton on us here. What, you didn't inhale? Is that what you're telling us, Dale?
I did, but carbon monoxide.
What is this? What is this? What is this craziness?
Are you sharing the Biden thing?
Yeah, what is it?
We can do this. You can ban chokeholds. You can.
Oh, I'm not getting good service up.
We can do this. You can ban chokeholds. You can.
I'm not getting. I'm up in the mountains, so I'm not getting good service right now.
Send the link to Dale. Put it in the private chat. Dale can pull it up.
Yeah, I know what he says. He's talking about police just shoot them in the leg, something like that.
Yeah, you just shoot him in the leg. Damn it.
Gemini Samimi for $5 says debates are gay and Adam loves debate. Therefore, Adam must be gay. Just admit it, Adam. Come to the gay side, Adam. We have drug-fueled group hugs. Well, I do like the drug-fueled. Well, I don't like the group hug part, but I do like the drug-filled part. The drug-fueled part.
So Joe Biden's son was caught in a hotel room smoking crack. Is that what's happening?
Yes. In a heterosexual relationship, Gemini. Yeah. From what I hear, but I didn't Google the picture, so I just saw a couple pictures and a couple articles. And I know I titled the stream Twitter protects Swamp America because it's starting to look like that Hunter Biden did sell influence to the Russians to get this cushy job at Burisma where all he does is like smoke crack in a hotel room all day and gets $150,000 a week. Which is a good gig if you can get it. I mean,
yeah. I mean, like a part of me is just like,
yeah,
it's scumbag, but another part of me is like, well, good job. I mean, you're kind of a shyster, but I mean, if someone's paying you to do it, then I mean, I guess you're winning, right?
This is the potential president's son. He's just looking all pathetic.
Yeah, what the hell?
Did you find the picture? Are you bringing it up? I just see it right now. It's awful. His face looks awful. He looks like Christian Bale in The Machinist.
What's a beard? Gemini Samimi for $2 says, you have a very convincing beard, but I know better. Is he calling my wife a beard?
Maybe
what's a beard?
But you can't see my beard.
Well, I think a beard is like a fake wife that
I know. I was just kidding.
Terrible. Boob Rancher says, yeah, he looks like a real bum.
Well, I don't understand. Like, if you're smoking crack, like, aren't you supposed to be like jazzed and like awake and like ready to jump out of a building? Like, how is he sleeping?
Well, that's after the third day of smoking crack.
I guess that's true, but it looks like, I mean, in the picture, it looks like he just did.
You're not taking pictures on day one, okay, Patrick?
Well, I'm just saying, like, the pipe is right there. It's crazy. I can't get my I can't get a good internet reception, but we should bring the picture up. It's funny.
Bring it up. Your internet is so bad you can't even share a picture now. You can't even share a still picture.
It says waiting. It's like waiting for Bing.com. I'm just clicking. I'm just waiting on it. Yeah.
I remember when the internet first. This is like ancient Adam. I remember when the internet first got going, and everyone had a dial-up modem. We would smoke weed at my pal's house, and we would surf porn on the internet. And you'd have to like pace around while the image downloaded.
I
then you'd go over and you'd be like, yeah, that's a pretty good one. Let's download another one.
All right, 15 minutes later.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Patrick.
I know what you're talking about exactly. Yeah. The old days, like when AOL was it.
Pace around and smoke some cigarettes and be like, this will be done in like 15 minutes.
Almost there. You can see a little bit.
Yeah. See a boob.
It would do that JPEG thing where it would come in focus.
Yeah,
like, I can see it. Look, I see breasts. This is good, great stuff here. We were the original boob ranchers.
Man,
I'm gonna save my good strokes for when it's in pristine HD.
Good job, the coach.
They used to wank each other off. No, none of that took place. Obviously, come on.
Yeah, I didn't even know Adam did.
This is good. This is good straight internet fun. Here come the other nipple. Oh, so are you bringing the picture up or what? I'm just sitting here waiting.
It's not happening. I think Dale should do it. Dale, bring it up.
Holy cow. It is bad. He can't even bring up one picture now.
No, it's like I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure if it's the Wi-Fi in the house in a minute, but it's not good.
Spoon is saying Giuliani was on Crowder. Is this for real? Rudy Giuliani was on Steven Crowder? That's crazy. Overlap. Oh, look, Kelsey's here to weigh in. Never watch porn with other men. Well, if you're gonna whack it, Kelsey, you shouldn't watch it with other men.
Kelsey, like we're talking pre 9/11.
First of all, yeah, exactly. Where you had one computer that was hooked to the internet.
One person had internet out of 10 people.
Yeah, exactly. And that computer was like in the living room. Like if you're watching porn by yourself, someone's gonna catch you. Like it's just a matter of time. And hold on, there's no, like, seriously, you could be halfway downloaded a picture when your girlfriend walks in the front door. These were terrible, tragic times. Read my previous post on Rudy. Oh no, we have to look at this picture first. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hunter.
No, it's
like someone said it was a thermometer, and you just don't understand.
No way. Well, that's a nice attempted save. That is definitely a nice attempted save.
No, it's like part of me just wonders, like, obviously, like he probably was smoking crack, whatever. But
look at him, my God!
No. But I'm just wondering if someone just like placed it in his mouth because he was just so passed out from smoking crack for like 3 days.
Obviously, that's what happened here.
And it's like, I like to think that he fell asleep. I mean, still, it's just the fact that he's hanging around it and he's in a room with it. But I mean, all I'm gonna say is this:
oh no,
you don't have Eric Trump out there smoking crack in hotel rooms in Russia with hookers, you know.
That is a extremely cropped photo. There's got to be like someone doing like hamming it up for the camera in this shot. Like, yeah, I don't know, because this is what this is. Well, you know, I'm just speculating here, obviously, but you know, if I want dirt on my political rivals, this is the kind of thing that I do. Like, oh, Biden's son, you know, can't say no to crack cocaine. Oh, well, let's get him in a hotel room and take some pictures. Right? Seriously, that's what you do. That's exactly what you do.
It's like the one thing you can't say no to.
Ethan says, smoking that wacky to cracky.
Ethan, that's a thermometer.
So you know there's some SJW out there right now photoshopping the thermometer lines on there. Like, trying to doctor it up. Danimal Collective for $4.99 says they did find a quote cocaine pipe and drugs in a rental car Hunter Biden returned several years ago. What? For real? Holy shit. Biden right now is like, oh my God, I knew Hunter was going to be the death of me. Yeah. Like, look at this guy. Look at this guy.
I'm telling you, he doesn't look like Christian Bale, like in The Machinist.
Totally, yeah. No, he's got like splotches all over. For those of you listening, we have Hunter Biden on the screen. He's like, someone has tucked him in, pulled the covers up around his neck. He's got his mouth open like he's been snoring for 2 hours, and he's got dark splotches all over his face. He literally looks like he could be in a zombie movie or just got off the set of a zombie movie.
I will say this: he looks very comfortable.
I don't know. I would be tempted to call 911 if I saw my friend look in this condition.
He looks very comfy. He's got like
You
the
would at
nice,
least
like,
take a
like
you. Come on, you'd at least
Who
check
took
a
the
pulse
picture?
on
That's
there.
what I want to know.
This is
His
not
hooker.
comfy. This is like pulse. This is like take the man's pulse. He's dying. He's dying over here. Maybe they did check the pulse.
Yeah, and then they're like, all right, he's alive.
And it wasn't there. And they were like, we gotta save him. Here, let's put some crack in him. Put the pipe up there, see if you can get him to smoke. We're saving his life.
Like the photo before this was him smoking too much heroin, and then they had to counterbalance it with crack cocaine to kind of wake him back up.
Is there pictures of the girl? Because somebody said, let's check the girl out. What's the girl look like? I mean, not that I care or anything, but I am gonna speculate that he might have had sex with her. So.
Probably.
This is the kind of parrot. This is the kind of parrot Sleepy Joe is. Look at the crackhead Hunter Biden.
Oh my God.
I will lose my shit if he calls him out for having a crackhead son at a debate. I will love that.
He already did. He did that last time.
Yeah, he kind of did. He
got Sleepy Joe to admit that, yes, my son is a crackhead. my son is a crackhead, but he's working on that.
Yeah, he's been working on it. Like, but what he didn't like. What he meant was he's been working at getting better at it.
Ethan says hot chicks like crack. Where is this picture? Where? I can't run the show and find the pictures. Dale, I want to see the crackhead.
I don't have internet. Dale's got to find them.
All right, I'll find it.
We must see the crackhead girlfriend. Come on, Dale. This
right,
is for journalism here. This is a developing story.
Was it worth it? That's what we're all men are thinking right now. Was it worth it? Let's see.
Yeah, exactly. It's what all men are thinking, but we are the only ones actually brave enough to say.
If it was worth it,
it couldn't have been. It could not have been worth it. Hey, you're sharing DMs, man.
Oh, okay.
Stop.
Home. Sorry. I was like, I have the ability, I think, to take you out of the show, but I don't know how.
No, that's fine. I don't think I was sharing anything.
No, you did. It was nothing bad. I just wanted to catch you before you did anything bad. So,
okay, I think
we're good. We're safe.
I think I'm sharing the right thing now.
Adam horny for crack horse. Kelsey, that was between you and me, you bastard. That was a secret.
That's betrayal right there.
No more secrets for Kelsey.
No more secrets.
Oh, this is her?
Or this is three of them.
This is like three different crack. What?
Which one, guys?
Which one was the one, or
wait a
one
second.
did you do?
First wife, sister-in-law. Hold on, sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law. Why is she even on the list?
Yeah, who's This is uncomfortable. I don't like postulating that he's having sex with his sister-in-law.
So okay, so he does like a Russian mail order bride thing. Is that what he does?
The second wife does look vaguely Russian, so I don't know.
Ukrainian.
Mm.
Damn it, I thought they knew, Kelsey says. Well, they do now. Thanks.
You know, Jabba the Coach is a real dick. I like to point that out.
What's he saying? Hold on, is he insulting you?
He's saying mean things about all of us the whole night.
Just ignore him.
We all saw Adam's penis pick to you, Dale. Oh, what? First of all,
great spelling.
I didn't send Dale a penis pic, so that's impossible. But
sister-in-law,
Bob B, he was fucking with his sister-in-law after her brother. What? Bob B.
That's a bold move.
Bob B.
That's a very bold move.
I don't want to put any untrue speculation out into the world, but that's some sick shit, right?
Well, I mean, that sounds about right.
Oh my goodness.
He was fucking his sister-in-law after his brother died.
Trump has to bring this up at the next debate. I will not. I want to hear Joe Biden say, I know my son was having sex with his brother's wife.
You know the thing.
You know the thing, man.
Oh,
We hold these truths to be self-evident, and you know the thing.
Yeah, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the. You know the thing, man.
yeah, that's crazy. Well, I'm surprised people I'm taking it from the number of people that are watching the show. We have 173 viewers right now. Welcome, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
I like Pierce Comics says fair game. I guess because his brother is dead. Well, I mean, you and Hunter agree on something.
Perth, man.
Fair game.
I hope you don't have a brother. I honestly hope you don't have a brother. I would not like hearing that if I was your brother.
It should be.
I'd be like, what? What are you saying?
FARE. Fair game.
I always wonder about that. Those words kind of mix me up sometimes. So, fight me then, Dale. CG Con 2028. Is Jabba the coach? Are we going to get a face reveal of Jabba the coach at for the Fans Fest?
Who cares?
Interesting. Whoa, zinger. Dale comes out swinging. So should we put Hunter Biden to bed? He smoked a lot of crack today.
I say the one on the right.
That's
the one that took the photo.
The second wife?
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks Russian.
Yeah.
Do you think 10-1 says his crack dealer's name is Vladimir? Anyone want to bet?
Was it the Ukraine, right?
Yeah, Burisma is Ukrainian, correct?
I think so. I think he's the Ukrainian guy. He's all about the Ukrainian all that crack in the Ukraine.
Night crack boy.
So do you think this is actually going to affect the election?
No.
In all seriousness.
No.
It's not going to help.
It's kind of like in the Bible where they crucify Jesus and you're thinking, why would anyone do this? He was a good guy. He healed the lepers. Why would they go this far? That's how far gone they are. They would literally,
it's true.
They would kill Jesus to cover up for Joe Biden at this point.
That's a great analogy, Dale. That is so true. It's like, we've gone this far. We nominated a candidate that's almost dead. He can't remember his name or what state he's in. Doesn't know what office he's running for. We let him pick a vice president that's the most hated woman in the Democratic Party. Sounds like she's stoned out of her mind all the time.
Yeah,
total authoritarian.
Mm-hmm.
We've completely lied about Trump for 4 years, done everything we can. Like we impeached
Did
him.
I say leopards?
Leopards.
I meant lepers.
We know what you meant.
Without the D.
Well, we don't know. Maybe he healed leopards too. Well, yeah, what's weird about Kamala Harris is she's so self-hating. It's like, well, I mean, just from what she's done to her own, African American community in her district, she's didn't do anything for them, and it's very weird. Like I did not think that she was going to be the vice president nominee.
Was she a congresswoman? Because I mean, technically, I think she's my state senator, so she's my district, but California is like one hell of a big district.
Was she a congressman? No, I think she was a state senator, right?
She's a senator, but I don't know if she ever was a congresswoman.
No, I don't think so.
She was.
I think she was a state senator.
Every
she
time
isn't
I
African
hear
American, like someone saying she isn't. I thought she was. I thought she was half.
She's half. She's half black and half Indian.
Okay, so she's half. Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, it's not very nice.
She listened to Tupac in 1984, so I'd say that's one hell of an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Not really, but okay. I mean, didn't everyone listen to Tupac in 1990?
Well, 1984. That's the joke, Adam. Thanks.
Oh, okay. It's all my fault as usual. I keep clicking on the wrong one.
She's Jamaican.
So any more Hunter Biden? You want to?
All right, I was wrong.
I think I'm completely out of stories here. Bad Faith Podcast is all I have left. So
you could watch the comic book hut.
Oh my god!
Hey everyone, it's Wonderful Spectacular. A Little Caesar.
I don't know if I could take Comic Book Hut, so that might be tough. What happened? I guess all of you guys have been here, so neither of you guys know what happened in the actual debate, the town hall. There's 2 town halls going on tonight. Any speculation on who is going to take the prize, Donald Trump or why are they doing? They're both doing a town hall at the same time to make the side. Go ahead.
It's the night where they were supposed to do their debate, right? Their second debate.
Oh yeah. It was. Yes,
but they're doing it separately or something. Is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But Ethan just said like Joe Biden's one-eyed squeeze smirking is absolutely hell. I'm looking forward to watching this when we're done. I want to. It's just like I know it sounds kind of creepy saying this, but I call it Joe Biden porn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's just gasp after gasp.
Not a great title. Not a great thing to call it.
No, it's not. It's not a great title, but
it makes you think that it actually is porn of Joe Biden.
I know, but it's what I call it.
You mean like accident porn, like
yes,
like train wreck porn,
like food. Well, I mean like food porn, like Biden porn.
I got like a full almost $50 super chat. Thank you so much. I can't tell if it's insulting or not, but Danimal Collective 1 for $4.99 says her ancestors are Jamaican. On her ancestors on her Jamaican side were slaveholders. What? For real? Wow. That's crazy. I really need to touch base. I haven't done a lot of research into Kamala Harris because I really can't get past the voice. So P-Funk Malfunction for $4.99. Thank you so much. That's very generous of you. Says your daddy, he works in porno now that mom is not around. She used to love the heroin now that she's underground, but school starts much too whirly. And this hotel wasn't free, so party or connection calls, honey. I'll return the key.
That sounds like a gutter mouth lyrics.
Is it?
P-Funk, is that from a punk band called Guttermouth? That sounds like Guttermouth lyrics.
It's definitely Hunter Biden themed, I would say. Yeah.
It's relevant.
There.
Thank you, P-Funk. Thank you so much for the super chat.
That's awesome.
You want to send Ethan an invite since he's in the chat?
Sure. Send it on. Send it on. He can tell us about his.
Yeah, I think he's watching the debate. I'm sure he's got some insight on it.
I think he's. Don't do that, Dale.
Dale.
I removed it. It's a good thing.
Oh God, I keep forgetting that.
It's a good thing you didn't send that dick pic to Ethan.
Oh, so those were Guns N' Roses lyrics.
Oh, it is. Okay.
So yeah, I knew it. I was thinking punk, and Guns N' Roses definitely has a punk vibe to it, like with the slash guitar reefs.
Oh look, he came right in. What's up, Ethan? How you doing?
Hi, boys.
Save us. We ran out of things to talk about already.
Oh, you don't want to talk about Comic Book Hut? I was like, well, that's a good direction to go in.
Okay, let's do it.
No, well,
Adam likes to doubt me. He likes to doubt my direction.
Yeah.
I just find. Go ahead, Ethan.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say I'm freaked out after tonight's. First of all, everyone's a psycho, and I really hate everyone. I mean, I hate everyone except for Trump, and Joe, and of course Mike Pence, Electro Pence. You know.
Nice.
He was Electro Pence. He saw some guys looking at other guys, and he electrocuted them, and everyone's better now. Everyone's heterosexual, from what I understand. Worked out pretty well. I really despise everyone. I hated the fuck. Adam, I'm trying my best not to hate women. I'm trying my best. Every day I wake up and I go, you know what? I'm not going to hate women today. And then I turn on the TV and I see this bitch. I mean, this horrible bitch with too much gum. She's got too much gum on like upper gum. Snarling at my president and asking him about QAnon. What the fuck does Donald Trump know about QAnon? And I will tell you something else. Trump, my president, first of all, my president has got to learn to feign self-confidence. He's got to. If he's not being like loved on, then you get nothing. Like his face turns red. He becomes Richard Nixon in 1972. I mean, that's who he's becoming, and I'm worried about him. I need him to cheer up. This one bitch, this one young lady came up and said, I just want to say, I love your smile, Mr. President. I'm a Republican. I'm leaning Joe Biden, but I like your smile. Look at this fucking psycho. God damn it.
Is this her? Man.
That's her.
Is this a gum chewer?
Oh,
did I get a good enough screen
grab for you? Not a gum chewer. I mean, her teeth. It's her upper teeth, or she's got too much gum in her smile. Crazy eyes. Just fucking crazy eyes. She looks like Katie Couric had some kind of strange cancerous growth that leapt off of her body, longing to be free, and sprouted legs and became this thing here. She is a fucking horrible mini Katie Couric, and I want to smack her so hard. And I just want to say, I want to say, let me just say a couple of things, Adam, real quick. First of all, my president, if you're listening, sir, sir,
he listens to the show. I hope you know.
I know he
better
does.
Make this good.
No, Adam, you say that like this is sarcasm. No, he just fucking retweeted "Bean from Pot" 3 times today.
Holy shit! I know. I saw that.
Mr. President,
what happened?
Winners do not retweet losers. Where is your mojo? Where is your spark? If you're retweeting Bean from Pa, you're going to lose. Bean from Pa is one of the biggest losers on the face of the earth, and you're retweeting her lunacy, her batshit lunacy?
It had to be an accident. He had to slip.
I saw that and I just went, this man wants to lose. He wants to lose. You don't retweet Bean from Pa. You don't. What you do is you say to her, I see your struggles and I'm here to help you. You're one of the people I'm here to help in Pennsylvania. You don't retweet what she has to say. And this is my president. He's got to start taking things seriously. He's retweeting QAnon shit. And then he's just like, what? I don't know. It's a conspiracy theory about how Joe Biden tried to kill SEAL Team 6 to cover up for the fact that he didn't kill, SEAL Team 6 didn't really kill Osama bin Laden. What's wrong with that?
That's crazy.
Dude, he fucked up tonight. And people are supporting him and stuff. But I think the past couple of days, he's gone off the rails. What the fuck is going on? And I got to say, If we lose this election, it's because of Bean from Pa. It's entirely because of Bean from Pa. And she shouldn't have.
Her, definitely.
Well, I will blame her. I'll blame her right now. If we are behind in the polls, it's because of Pa. That's the only reason.
So what was the question that came out of this face? Do you remember? So it was just basically disingenuous questions. They always ask these leading questions.
Look at her tight lips and her eyes are too wide. And she's like, I've got a lot of crazy, emotional, feminine shit that I've been storing inside me for 3 years. And now you're right in front of me. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I know.
That's what she's doing right there, Adam. And I can't have this. I can't. Like, Mr. Mr. President, please hire me. I will protect you from these bitches, both bitches that are loyal to you, like Bean from Pa, who's an idiot, and I will protect you from this crazy lunatic. Look at her. You fell right into her hands. Look at that.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Adam. I know this is your show. I'm
No. I can't remember. I can't believe I remember this woman's name. It's Savannah Guthrie. Yeah, she's I can't wait to watch this. What was the overall takeaway? Was it like just it's on NBC, which is kind of going into the lion's den a bit.
You're kidding me. Trump is not Trump. Here's the thing that people don't understand. We're all so used to politicians. We're used to slick politicians who lie to us. And it's like Trump is not that. Trump is a billionaire businessman who's really good at kind of bullying his way into good deals for himself. He's very smart. He knows how to use the system. Mm-hmm. This bitch is sitting there asking him. She goes, so we stole your tax documents. We published them. And it turns out, what is this? You're $417 million in debt? And Trump goes, yeah. And she goes, well, so it is true. And Trump's like, I'm severely, like, Trump doesn't know how to answer any questions. He's like, I'm really under leveraged. I'm under leverage. Like, people don't understand. It's like,
no.
Here's the, like, he doesn't owe $417 million to the IRS, which is the impression that they're trying to leave the American people with. Mm-hmm. This guy gets involved. He's a multi-billionaire. He does owe money out there, and he needs to owe money because he needs to let some of his businesses fail so that he can show a loss so that he doesn't have to pay taxes some years. So him owing $417 million is so that he doesn't have to pay taxes. That's what it is. And everybody go, oh my God, he's not paying taxes. Meanwhile, he's got like all of these businesses all over the world. He's a multi-billionaire. His assets, he's got to be worth like, $10 billion. All of these assets out there are constantly churning income, making jobs, paying taxes out. But his personal income taxes, his business, and all this stuff, he tries to keep himself in a position where it appears that he's taking a loss. That's why he fucked up Atlantic City. So that he could buy these businesses and let them fail so that he could save money in taxes. And it's like he can't explain this to the American people because the American people do not understand that. They don't understand what it's like to be, to be a businessman at his level. Instead, you've got bitches, shrill harpies like Savannah Guthrie that allow people to think, and she's got to know better, that this guy owes the IRS or Russia $417 million. It's just not the case. And Trump isn't articulate enough to explain it to people in a way that's believable. His face turns red with outrage.
What? Oh, no.
And he appears to be, he says the same thing. I'm severely underleveraged. I'm underleveraged. Nobody knows what that means.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to speak to people and explain. Say, look, I am not one of these slick bullshit politicians. I'm a businessman. I arrange to pay less all the time. That's what I do. That's what I've done for you as president of the United States. I've used my, my genius, my savvy at business to save money on everything from businesses, from buildings that, we've needed to build overseas, to another airplane. That I saved you $4 billion on because I'm a slick talker. I know how to save us money. I save myself money. I save you money. If he would say stuff like that, it would be more impressive. But instead, he gets really defensive, and he seems like he's lying or hiding something. And I don't know. Like, if you're not kissing his ass, he doesn't know how to deal with you. So
do you think this is a game changer? Do you think it sounds horrible? Like this is terrible.
Like Andrea and I watched it, and Andrea is a Trump supporter. She's a Republican, and she's like, I think he's going to lose. And I was just like, just watching this debate, this performance, this is the performance of a loser. When you put him up against opposition one-on-one, he has real trouble with people that don't like him. When he's in front of a big audience that loves him, he's magnificent.
Yeah.
So I would avoid this at all costs. I would avoid putting himself in the hands of these awful media shrill harpies, and just keep himself in a position where he's in front of people who love him so he can exude glory and confidence. And where is the Trump from debate number 2 of 2016 when he told Hillary, because you'd be in jail? Where is that self-confidence? I need to see that in debate number 3. Because I'm not, there's no joke. He must win. This man saved the United States of America in a way that I don't think the American people fully understand. We were not going to win that election. Republicans were not going to win. And Democrats would have won that election. They would have been able to make those Supreme Court nominees. This country would have veered hard left in a way that would have been unrecoverable from. And this guy stumbles in there and magnificently makes the media expose itself, humiliates the Democrat Party, saves the Supreme Court, and preserves the United States of America for another generation. And everyone hates him for it, and I love him for it. I'm so grateful. Like, God sent him to save the United States of America in 2016. He did it, and he's paid for it. I'm sure it's taken years off of his life, and I'm concerned for him. But if he doesn't win this election, what's going to happen is Joe Biden is going to step down. Kamala Harris will become president.
Oh my God!
Appoint Hillary Clinton as her vice. This is the plan.
You think Hillary Clinton?
She's going to get Hillary Clinton as her vice, and then they're going to trade places.
I was thinking Pelosi.
No, not Pelosi. She needs to be where she is. She's very effective for them as Speaker of the House. But I mean, the whole plan is to get Hillary installed.
3 women.
How do you know
run
this?
Our country, then?
Because she's sitting there talking about the 25th Amendment, and they're not afraid of Trump. They feel like they've already won this election. So their whole thing is, we've got Joe Biden here who clearly is not going to make it 4 years. So what we've got to do is we've got him as a stand-in. He's conservative enough of a Democrat that he's okay for the American people. He was already Obama's. We trust him, right? America trusts him. So we get him installed. It becomes clear that he can't do this. He's got to step down. That's why Pelosi's floating the 25th Amendment. And then Kamala Harris is president. She is going to appoint a vice president. It's going to be Hillary Clinton. And then she's going to switch places with Hillary Clinton. And Hillary is president. It's going to happen very, very quickly. That is the plan.
That's scary as hell. That's
what's coming. And this country is going to veer hard left. I mean, it's going to be a fucking overnight. Look, I mean, these people are angry. They want revenge. They're unreasonable. We know we're dealing with social justice warriors just in our hobby. We know what these people are like. Imagine handing them power after they've been indignant for 4 years. Absolute power. Fucking insanity. So we need to win this election. And that's why I'm hard on Trump. I see everybody else like going, oh, he did okay. No, he fucking sucked. And he's got to get it together. He's got to get it together.
What's your take on the first debate, Ethan? Because I loved the first debate, but I was like standing all alone. Everyone else was saying it was terrible.
Lukov says Ethan needs to pop his Xanax. No, I really do. It was horrible. The first debate was horrible.
Really?
Experiencing it for like the first time going through was a nightmare. It was a shit show. It made everyone unhappy.
I totally loved it.
It was great. It was great. I think his whole plan here, Ethan, was he has to fight back. He has to stay aggressive because the whole time, fucking Chris Wallace, he's just going to be throwing softballs at him the whole time. If you're not pressuring him the entire time, he's just going to look better and better. So you have to get him upset. You have to get him to lash out at you. Call, oh, shut up. Will you just shut up, you idiot? And he'll lash out at like that, and he'll look like an idiot himself.
The COVID thing was brilliant. The way Trump handled COVID was really, really good. I disagree with you. I don't think that's the way Trump should be. Trump needs to exude happy warrior self-confidence. I haven't seen him smile when he's being opposed. I haven't seen him wink. He's got to remember that he's got millions and millions of people out there that love him and believe in him and want him to win. And I mean, I relate to this president. I feel like I've gone through a very miniature version of his career over the past 3 years. And whenever I'm being opposed, I smile because I know I've got fans and I know I've got supporters who are rooting for me and I represent them. And so I need to come off as my best self. Trump, I don't think thinks about them when he's being opposed. Look at his face. He looks like Richard Nixon. Smile, wink, go. I've got it. That should be your whole thing. I got it.
And the unfortunate thing here is, MSNBC, NBC, they kind of have it out for them, and I'm sure they had some type of meeting or some type of strategy where they're like, they know him, it's like they have people analyzing him. They want to get him to say a certain amount of things, a certain amount of sound bites that they can play over and over and over again. And they'll probably they'll adjust his face to make it look a little bit more red, and it's like it's all types of shenanigans. I'm hoping this should not have happened. Like, it should have been Joe Biden talking with Trump again, one-on-one. Even if it's like two old men fighting in a deli over a bowl of soup, like, I would rather see that than him talking to this woman.
I can't take it. By the way, that black woman with the red mask, man, I want my wife to support me like she supported Trump tonight, because
really?
I don't know if she was a plant, but she's a black woman, and she was nodding and like, yes, Mr. President, every single time he said anything. And that sent a really good subliminal message. I just wish Trump's face reflected
someone in the chat brought up how the women behind him were really supportive.
Yeah, I wonder if he was allowed to place them.
Got some milk trucks behind him.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't really pay attention to what's going on with Trump here. Like, the framing over here, something about this area.
Well endowed.
Oh, you know me.
Who set up the shot?
But smile, Mr. President. Smile. Enjoy this.
The thing about the optics is that they would say, why are you making light of this? We have this pandemic, Mr. President. Why are you making jokes? Why are you smiling?
Well,
he can't win either way, so he might as well just stay aggressive.
There's a difference between being serious because a topic is serious and appearing to be angry or scared. And those are the two feelings that I get from Trump when I see him talk like this. And people in the chat, some people are mad at me right now because I'm being critical. I need this guy to win. I can't, I can't just go, yeah, you're doing great. I put myself in the position of just the average person who's on the fence. And what are the messages? What are the subliminal messages that I'm getting from Trump? Tonight, they were anger and they were fear and they were like panic. And I don't really know what I'm saying. Like, he says a lot of what and not enough of how when he answers questions. It's like, I've done more for the black community than anyone. Well,
that's true.
How? Like, talk about that more. Talk about more of what you're going to do, and say it with confidence. And tonight, he was asked how what about a woman whose life's in jeopardy, pro-life, blah, blah, blah. I think tonight, the other thing that worried me is he started to speak to who was in front of him instead of his base.
Yeah.
Pence goes, I'm pro-life. I'm anti-abortion. I think abortion is, you're killing babies. Fucking say it. And if they gasp in horror, let them gasp in horror, because your base is going to love you for it. Be honest, stick to your guns, and then say what you believe in. A few times where he kind of measured what he was saying, rather than actually speaking as the conservative that he's pretending to be. He's a populist. He's not a real conservative, but he needs to pretend to be a conservative and govern as a conservative and speak as one. So,
what's the difference between conservative and a populist?
Well, a conservative has a very set, value system. A populist is just saying what he believes that people want to hear at the moment, in order to get elected.
Wow, I never thought of, because you're almost pitching populism in a derogatory light that I never really considered. Like, I always think, yeah, being a populist is good because you want to fight for the little guy, the middle class, most of the people. That's what I think of populism as.
That's right. That's absolutely, that's the populist stance. But who is the little guy? Who's, at any one point, the little guy could have been, in FDR's time, the little guy was different than the little guy was or is now. It's a different, you could be a populist in the 1930s and be hard left wing. I think nowadays, when the country's been invaded by people who are just streaming over the border and causing chaos. And I think people are just seeing radical leftism setting towns on fire. The images that they're seeing on TV.
Okay, I got you.
The populist point of view is law and order. We need to build a wall. It's conservative. So is Trump really a conservative Christian? No, I don't think so. I think he's a Republican, but I don't think he's a conservative, but he's playing one right now and he needs to play one. So
is there a third debate?
Economy. He's definitely a pro-economy conservative. That's just about it. He doesn't talk about the other stuff, like all the wedge issues. He talks about, I'm going to lower your taxes. You're going to be so fucking rich.
Is there a third debate?
Yeah, there's going to be a debate between the two of them, I guess, next week,
Well, I'm kind of hoping that possibly, I'm going to chalk this up to NBC with some gotcha journalism, trying to get him fired up, taking advantage of him being winded from. He's had a rough week. He was in the hospital. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I have faith in him. It's like I know he's smart. I know he's cunning. And I'm going to say that, this is NBC and him being winded from being in the hospital. I think when he comes back, he's going to be hitting harder, and I think he's going to kill it.
Well, I don't have faith in Trump. I have faith in God, and I have faith in the American people. And I hope they don't look. The American people have weathered quite a barrage of absolute bullshit lunacy for the past 3.5 years. Just nothing but hateful Trump, hate Trump messaging. And I hope the American people are strong enough to withstand that and vote in their best self-interest, which is to reelect, Donald Trump as president again for another 4 years. I have faith that they'll do that. I have faith in God. I have very little faith in Trump. I can't. He just, he underperforms in tough situations, and he can be embarrassing. I've got people asking me why I support Trump, because the reason why is because he doesn't really give a shit about what people think about him per se. He's going to do what he needs to do because he wants to accomplish something. And I appreciate that. Him doing what he needs to do right now, him being elected, building a wall, appointing those SCOTUS justices, tearing down the media, having very little decorum, not believing in decorum, not believing in class, just being straightforward, all things that we need right now. So, I'm hoping, I really need him to get reelected. I cannot wait to vote. I'm going to vote on election day. I'm not mailing in my ballot. I'm going to vote as though the machines were open. And I'm in New Jersey, so I consider my vote just a contribution to the popular vote. New Jersey's blue. But fuck it, guys. Get out there and vote. I'm serious. Vote like your life depends on it. This country cannot fall into Kamala Harris's hands.
Everyone has to. I just drove up from Florida, going through South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, and now I'm in Maryland. And I can't tell you the amount of Trump signs that I've seen in people's yards, on people flags in people's yards. Even in Maryland, but I'm kind of in the country part in Maryland right now. But it's just house after house after house. It's Trump. It's more than I've ever seen it before. Even more than when Obama was running. So it's people. It's weird. It's like so many people, hate Trump, and I get it.
I don't get it. I feel like it's all dishonesty. The people that hate Trump, it is
bullshit.
So much dishonesty.
But they hate being out of power.
But so many people love him as well. They love him greatly. No one loves Biden. It's not like anyone's out there in love with Biden. And you can't win an election with hate, just hate alone. It's you have to have some type of love in there. And I think people's love for him is gonna prevail. I think people are gonna come out in numbers. I don't think anyone's gonna sit this one out. I think people know how important it is. I'm hoping that it's going to be a good victory. But the thing that I'm scared about is the mail-in ballot situation. Is this going to drag out to January 20th, where it's all the ballots haven't been counted yet, or whatever they're trying to say? I think they're going to pull some type of shenanigans because they can't win on their own.
Yeah, that's how serious it is. There is going to be all kinds of fuckery.
The thing you're talking about, Ethan, is like total American coup territory. I mean,
you're not kidding.
Talking about Hillary Clinton being president of the United States, I can't imagine.
Civil war, man. That is civil. I'm ready to go to war.
Yep.
Over that. I'm ready to go to war.
You have to. If they take away your vote, that's the only thing we have. That's the only voice we have in our system. And Ethan, I think a good point I want to bring up here is that in 2016 we didn't really see it because it was just happening, and we all thought, oh, here's this moron he's going to be losing in a landslide election to Hillary Clinton, and it fucking happened. He came out on top, and we didn't really know why, but we went back and we watched all the tapes. We watched all his debates with Jeb Bush, making him look like a fool. And I think it's different because it's kind of like with a good coach like Belichick. Just because something works one year doesn't mean you just repeat. You rinse and repeat. You do the same exact thing. Sometimes you have to change it up a bit. And I think his strategy this time is to look a lot more human with his reaction. Like, he's trying to be the president who's well aware that the last 4 years he's been fucked over by the media.
Totally.
And that's his angle. He wants to look all frustrated just to relate to his constituents who are also frustrated.
I disagree. I totally disagree. I think he is frustrated for all the reasons that you're talking about. Like, they impeached him over bullshit. Like, they've been trying to get him out of office. They've concocted so many phony stories about him.
They impeached him while the China virus was coming to the United States. And they had the balls to talk to him like he fucked up or took his eye off the ball. Like, he did everything right. They were sitting there fucking around talking about Russia. They were impeaching him. He was saying China, China, China. And man, I don't know why he doesn't hit them harder. He'd be like, perhaps I could have gotten things organized a little bit better, quicker. Maybe I could have, if I wasn't fucking dealing with a fake, phony impeachment that you put me through, because you guys could not deal with the results of the 2016 election 3 years later. So maybe I could have done my job a little better.
Saying something like that would be devastating in a debate. I completely understand. I guess the reason that I really liked that first debate was just because he was bludgeoning Biden so well.
Angry.
Yeah.
Pissed. He just, there's something about that. Like, well,
it's good for us. I agree. It's not necessarily good for him.
What do you mean it's good for us? It's fun to watch.
It's good for us as supporters. Yeah, exactly. It's fun to watch. Definitely. There's some Schadenfreude going on there.
Yeah, it's like everybody's been kind of afraid of each other. This is true in Comicsgate too. Like, everybody's afraid of each other, afraid to talk to each other. So once you do, like, they've been talking shit and sabotage for 3 years, and once you put them in a room together, they just want to tear each other apart.
Yeah.
Which is what happened in that first debate.
It'd be interesting to see if the demeanor in the second debate is more in line with what you're saying, like that, distinguished confidence is what you're looking for. That would be amazing, like to show that he does have that range and that he can be presidential when need be. I don't know if it'll happen,
cocky. I want to see arrogant. Mm-hmm. I want to see only Rosie O'Donnell. I want to see that guy again.
Mm-hmm. I think too, like, if he had someone like Megyn Kelly, he kind of had that like you could tell if he gets a moderator that he would like to bang himself, he's a little bit more spiteful. He has more energy.
This is everything to Trump, because the highest status level in the United States is two-term president. Like, he's really, he's teetering on the edge here.
He wants that. What a great thing. I really think about what it means to be president of the United States. You're in the history books now. Like, you're going to be remembered forever. It's immortality. Children are going to study your life 100 years from now. That's cool. And he's got that.
Well, not just that. Like, children 100 years from now are going to talk about how he was hated, but how he was the best president, like, in the past, like, 100 years.
if the SJWs don't wipe the record,
well,
who
of
knows?
course,
it depends on who writes history. Yeah, they like to say you're the worst president ever. I disagree. I think he's been a great president. I honestly do. But he's a flawed guy. He doesn't do well because I think the Hollywood type of guy, and he is Hollywood even though he's New York, but Hollywood type of person really needs to have their ass kissed all the time. And it's funny, like in order to interview celebrities, there's a policy. Like if you're trying to get the best responses out of a celebrity, they always say 2 compliments and then a question. So it's like, this woman came up to him during this debate and said, "I love your smile. Can I just tell you how handsome you are when you smile?" And Trump suddenly beamed. He was like, yes. And then he was attentive all of a sudden, and then she asked him a question and she was leaning Biden, but she's a Republican. And suddenly he was all ears and ready to answer her question. And that's who Trump is. Like, you need compliment, question. And that's what she did. And he responded beautifully to that. But when you're just hostile, out to get him over things that he knows aren't true, he does not respond to that well.
I saw that first question. I did see the first question, and I wondered, is she a plant? I mean, that was so perfect. She definitely fawned over him in the very beginning, which would be a good move. Pence slips her a $100 bill or something. Nathan Margolis says, for $2, says there's no Biden sign in the same yard as the U.S. flag, which is obviously telling. Everyone here has the Black Lives Matter signs up.
Oh Lord!
In their yards. Yeah, I'm swimming in, I'm surrounded by TDS everywhere.
Yeah, the neighborhood I walk around, jog around. You see the Biden signs. They never have the American flag, but you can kind of tell, even though I don't see in my area as many Trump signs, you see the American flag. That's kind of his unofficial sign.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Literature Devil for $2 says Tariq Nasheed backs Trump now. That can't be true, Literature Devil. You're messing with us. That can't be accurate.
Did you see that though?
What?
Tariq Nasheed on Twitter, he was basically defending Ice Cube by saying that if you're a black person and you don't want to vote for Biden, he criticized other people saying like, "Oh, well, you're just a Trump supporter if you're not going to vote for Biden," saying that's complete bullshit, trying to manipulate the black man. So
yeah, it is. Yeah.
And Tariq, that was awesome coming from him because he's a lefty if there ever was a lefty.
How much hate is in this woman's eyes right here? How much hate? How much
none? She was a supporter. She's a
Trump really?
Supporter. Yeah. She asked a fair question. It was kind of hard, but I seem to remember she was a Trump supporter.
So did they go back and forth? Was that the deal? Trump supporter and non-supporter? It sounds like he got some hard questions.
Yeah, he got some. You know what? Like the people who came up to him were so deferential. It was like, "Mr. President," like, I'm voting for Biden. I voted for Hillary in 2016, but Mr. President, it's great to be with you. And the people were very nice, and they would ask questions. Some of them were hard, but then fucking Savannah Guthrie would sit there and take the question to like the nth degree, like the next level, after Trump was done answering the citizen.
Really?
Yeah, and it was vile. Like I really didn't like, and Trump didn't respond to her well at all. But Trump responded to the voters great, every single one of them.
Mr. Wonderful says here, Ethan, Trump was in the hospital on oxygen less than a week ago. His energy was great in that town hall. Biden was catatonic in his.
I didn't see the Biden one yet, and I'm hearing some bad things about it, and I'm glad. So I'll check it out. Understand, guys. I'm sorry if I'm negative. I'm just
don't
scared.
Be no. I
I'm
want
actually
first
scared.
impressions.
Yeah.
I am kind of terrified too, just because I feel like our institutions are kind of breaking down a bit. And I don't even know if Trump has confidence that the election is going to be fair. I don't know that I have confidence that the election is going to be fair. And in my entire adult life, I've never really been in that situation. I've never thought I would question whether or not the outcome was
Dude, there has already been enough with thrown away ballots or just these post office people that are like throwing like Trump ballots in the trash. There's already been enough shenanigans to kind of call this like a mistrial for voting. I mean, so it's I see this kind of turning into a mess afterwards. Now, like I actually kind of like that people are worried that Trump isn't gonna win, because I want people to be worried. I want people to go out there. I want people to make sure that their butts are out there and that they're voting. I don't want this to be like a Hillary Clinton situation where everyone thinks that she won and they're staying at home. Like I want people to understand how important it is, and they have to get out there.
Have you seen that if the election is unclear, Trump has the clear advantage? Do you know about that, Ethan?
No.
Yeah, because if there's a lot of contested races and people these states don't actually nominate their electors within a set time frame, it moves over to Congress, and Congress decides. Each state gets one vote. And evidently the state legislatures are the ones that determine what that vote is. And they've tallied up the legislatures, and evidently there's more Republican legislatures than Democratic legislatures. So if there is like contested legal battles that carry on into this period, it will likely go to Trump anyway, which is a mess of a situation anyway, because who wants to live under the next 4 years with that kind of election decision? I mean, the SJWs have been bad enough already. They're going to be a nightmare if that happens.
I saw this great video about why the polls are completely wrong. That really, like, I was shocked by this video. It was so obviously true. Where the polls are skewed to the point right now where it's just not possible. There's no way this could possibly be the case. They've got Joe Biden, somebody who cannot generate any enthusiasm at all, polling about as well as FDR did in his last election in 1944 after he defeated the Nazis.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is wrong. It's clearly wrong. Especially compared to, like, Trump has managed to turn 157,000 Pennsylvanians into Republicans.
Yeah.
When Trump won in the Rust Belt by a grand total of like 78,000 votes in 2016. I mean, there's a very, very slim margin of victory, and he's flipping people. In the meantime, Democrats only flipped 50,000 people in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is one of the main states that we need to win. There's reason to be optimistic, and there's a lot of reason to look at this and go, is this do these polls make any sense at all? I mean, they really have Biden winning by absolutely historic numbers that just don't make sense. Like Biden is winning by 400% of the margin that Obama won in Florida in 2008. Bullshit. Yeah. Just bullshit.
I don't buy any of the polls, because a big part of the media's game has been to pin Donald Trump as a racist. So that's obviously going to throw the polls off. But the thing that scares me is I don't know how much of that nonsense has stuck with the voters, because I constantly hear people talking about Donald Trump is a racist. It's a fact. Donald Trump is a racist, and they're not going to vote for a racist. I think all that is complete nonsense. I don't believe Donald Trump is a racist. I think they conflated it from the remarks that he made in Charlottesville. If you look at the transcript, he totally denounces white supremacy. He did kind of screw up badly in the first debate when he just didn't come out and say, yeah, white supremacy is awful, fuck those guys. But I don't know if he was thinking that they're my constituents.
Point, Adam, it just becomes a fucking game of Simon Says. Like, how many times has he announced it? And how many times are they going to keep asking him to denounce? And I think the American people would like to know, for once, do you, Joe Biden, denounce Antifa?
Yeah, that's never going to happen.
That's more important.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying that I don't know how much of those news stories have actually stuck with the electorate. So it's impossible for me to tell if, like, obviously Joe Biden has absolutely no enthusiasm going, but I don't know how many people are just going to go and vote, and obviously not going to a rally, but just not going to vote. They're not going to vote Trump because they have fallen for the fake news.
Yeah, Lukov, FDR died in April in 1945, not 1944. And it was post D-Day. It was the Nazis were on the run. Yet not officially defeated. The war wasn't. Hitler wasn't dead. You're right. But they were.
Oh my God!
I'm arguing history with Lukov's like, yeah, FDR died in 44. Truman beat the Nazis. No.
Lukov is a regular watcher of our Sunday shows, and anytime we bring up history, we always get in trouble. I think your history is probably better than mine, Ethan. I'm terrible.
All right. But he. All right. They're just that annoyed me. Sorry, Lukov.
You Ethan, compare and contrast though, like the difference between a one-term president and a two-term president is enormous, don't you think?
In what way? What do you mean? Like,
well, you're obviously one-term presidents get in the history books, but isn't there kind of an asterisk by their name? Like, this is the guy that couldn't get reelected.
It's so weird. Yeah, like Jimmy Carter is considered one of the worst presidents.
George H.W. Bush
was just an extension of Reagan. Like George H.W. Bush's term was just a celebratory thing about how good Reagan was. And that was it. He fizzled right out. He promised no new taxes. He raised taxes.
This is Trump to lose, definitely, because he followed 8 years of Obama.
Let's think about how, first of all, like the natural state, the natural order of things really is Republicans in power. I mean, it really is. If you really go back and look at the way it is, like why did Barack Obama win? Well, he was black. He was historic. He was an extremely good politician. Mm-hmm. But you see, he wasn't able to bring anyone along with him. He was a unique, singular figure. His power didn't extend over to anyone else. Bill Clinton won the presidency in 1992 because Ross Perot was a spoiler.
Totally.
It's like Reagan obviously was great. He led to George H.W. Bush. Before that, Jimmy Carter won just because of the Nixon debacle. Like if Nixon hadn't shamed himself and the United States of America, we would have probably had Gerald Ford as president for 2 terms. So Jimmy Carter's 1 term only happened because of the disgrace of Richard Nixon. Before that, JFK cheated to get into office. He actually stole the 1960 election. The only reason LBJ was president was because Kennedy was killed, and people voted him in office in 1964 by a huge margin as a tribute to their slain president. In general, every president since FDR. I mean, FDR, was the only really legitimate popular Democratic president, but nobody could really follow him because he allowed communists to take over the United States of America. He put communists in the State Department. As soon as Senator McCarthy pointed that out, it's been Republicans ever since. So, Democrats only really become president through chicanery or accidents of history, things like that, American sympathy. Mm-hmm. And Republicans genuinely win because people like them, trust them, want them, believe in the natural order of, American society and think that Republicans represent them the best. So, it's interesting. Naturally, Trump should be president. Mm-hmm. He really should, but he has everything working against him right now.
Yeah, you bring up a good point, Ethan. It's like the temperature is right for Democrats to win right now. There's lots of shenanigans going on.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like they're able to cheat even because they feel like it's some kind of existential threat, which is
what's cheating right now.
Super nervous. It makes me more nervous than anything. Yeah, hey, Ethan, what was this video on the polls being wrong? You mentioned it, but I don't.
Show it to you. Yeah, I gotta argue history with people in the chat again. JFK, guys, I know how you feel now. Like with the perspective of history, yes, JFK was a very liked president, but Nixon was seen as way more competent. JFK was seen as an upstart. And the only reason why JFK managed to win was because the mafia gave him West Virginia.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, Nixon won by like 100,000. But Nixon would be president. It was, people still, most historians say that JFK cheated to win that election. Now, of course,
famous photo. There's a
JFK
famous photo
of the most overrated presidents. I mean, a lot of people don't put the blame on him for Vietnam, but a lot of it should be on him. I mean, he was one of the warmongers trying to get us into that pointless conflict.
There's a famous photo of the election box that they stole to steal the election. Do you know about that, Ethan?
Is that an LBJ thing? Is that like
yeah. They have there's some famous photo, but
that was the Texas. That was a state election. That wasn't, I believe.
I thought the Democrats controlled the House of Representatives for 70 years, though. Democrats controlled the House of Representatives for 70 years, and they didn't actually gain power until I think it was like 1992 or 3 with Newt Gingrich. So that goes a little bit against your Republicans. People are naturally Republican. Like when the Democrats controlled the Congress, most people thought of Republicans just as the party of the rich, the Wall Street bankers and such.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that.
So there's definitely been some movement now. I would say right now the Republicans are perceived as being for the little guy, and the Democrats are perceived as being fundamentally elitist.
So like I'm not sure, and maybe the chat can fact check me on this, but when you send in your ballots, does it say that it has to be that has to be stamped like in the mail by election day?
I think that's true. Yeah, I think it has to be postmarked November 3rd.
So it's like I totally see like November 3rd is not going to be the night that this is over. Like they're going to drag it out like at least a week, because they're going to be like talking about like there's still going to be ballots that are going to be coming in.
They're saying Nathan Margolis says every state has different rules, and I think that's true.
Okay.
I think it's possible that that's not going to make a difference. I mean, this election is going to be decided by like counties. You know what I mean? It's most of the states are going to be pretty well. It's going to be pretty clear. I think they're going to fall along the same path as 2016. This election is going to be decided by Florida, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. I mean, those 4 states, and even within those 4 states, it's going to be broken down into counties that are kind of swing counties. So it's not like we're going to have to go, oh my God, we have to wait 2 months to figure out, which way Colorado's going.
It's going to be Tampa, Miami, Orlando, Tallahassee. Those count like so Hillsborough County is Tampa, Dade County is Miami. I'm trying to think of all the, because I'm looking at the Florida map, just being from Florida, and I'm trying to keep in mind that like where I know is red and where I know is blue.
Yeah, the villages.
Here's the guy that I heard Camilla was going to make her vice president. This guy here.
Do you want to?
This is going to be the new vice president.
Crack pipe. I'll play that video if you want to see it. It's 9 minutes. Is that too long?
No, you can pull it up. I mean,
you tell me when to stop it if you want. I mean,
well, we're stepping on Jack's show. If Jack's
we're good.
Pull it up.
I got it. Oh, I don't have it. Okay, hold on a second. Whoops. I thought I did. Share. Okay. Now do you see it? Now do I got it? Yeah.
There we go.
All right, here we go. Look at this guy. He knows a lot of stuff.
Time this week, and I want to share some things with you guys, because I spent some more time this week going through the polls, and I want to share some data with you about the latest stuff that is out there, because the polls, they just don't make any sense. All right. let's start with the big picture. So the big picture, if you take the entire narrative of the public polling, the big picture is that Joe Biden is a stronger candidate at this stage of the election than Barack Obama was in 2008, when he would go on and get the biggest Democrat presidential win since LBJ in 1964. Right now, they're saying Joe Biden is in a stronger position than that. They're saying Donald Trump is an even weaker incumbent at this stage than George Herbert Walker Bush was in 1992. That's the big picture narrative you have to buy or to accept the conclusions of the public polling. So let's go to some specifics next. All right, let's go to Rasmussen. This was the most accurate national poll in 2016. And its latest national poll says that Joe Biden is going to outperform, look at this now, that Joe Biden is going to outperform FDR's final reelect in 1944 when he was in the midst of winning World War II after D-Day. The Nazis are in retreat. After MacArthur, I shall return to the Philippines. After all of that, and arguably the most popular president since George Washington, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Rasmussen is claiming that Joe Biden is going to outperform FDR's final reelect campaign in the middle of World War II in the fall of 1944. Next, let's get specific. Let's go to this Quinnipiac poll. Now, Quinnipiac is rated a B-plus pollster by 538. Except their recent track record in the state of Florida, not so much. Here was their tweet right before the 2018 midterms. And you can see they have Andrew Gillum, basehead, Andrew Gillum up 7 points in the governor's race against Ron DeSantis. Gentlemen, is Andrew Gillum the governor of Florida today?
No.
Who would be?
Somebody who doesn't have a crack whore problem.
Apparently, yes. Was winning by 7 points. 7 points, guys. That's like twice the margin for error. Okay, 7 points in the final Quinnipiac poll. Ron DeSantis is governor of Florida today. Yeah, and yet somehow they're a B-plus pollster at 538. So it's almost impossible for a Republican to win the White House without Florida. Here's what Quinnipiac, with the backdrop of what they said in the last election, here's what Quinnipiac says about the 2020 presidential election in Florida. Take a look at this from Quinnipiac. All right. The average margin of victory in Florida in the last 7 presidential elections is 2.5 points. Well, it's 2.491. I just rounded it up. Okay. That's the average margin of victory in Florida is 2.5 points in the last 7 elections. Quinnipiac's latest Florida poll says that Joe Biden is going to outperform that average by 400%.
No way.
400%, guys.
No way.
400%. Okay. Well, based on what we saw from Quinnipiac in 2018, that could only mean a 10-point Trump win in the state. How about Pennsylvania? Let's move next there. All right. Now, Trump became the first Republican in almost 30 years to capture Pennsylvania. It was the white whale for Republican presidential candidates for decades, trying to crack that nut, figure it out. All right. Now, Monmouth is an A-plus rated pollster at 538. Pollster I respect. Currently has Biden leading the state by 12 points. However, if that were to happen, it would mean that Joe Biden would outperform Barack Obama and his turnout in that historic win that he had in 2008.
No way.
And Obama, again, has the biggest Democratic Party presidential victory since LBJ in 1964. And Monmouth is claiming that Joe Biden's going to outperform that in the state of Pennsylvania. All right. In other words, Monmouth is claiming that if the election were held today, Trump would suffer a massive 13-point negative swing in Pennsylvania. Yet, how do you square that with these numbers? Since 2016, Democrats have lost 41,294 voters in the state of Pennsylvania, while Republicans have gained 158,445. So how is Joe Biden going to win by 11 points? Given those voter registration numbers. Let me put those in a further context for you. Trump is president today because he won the 3 decisive states of 2016 by a grand total of 78,000 votes. However, in Pennsylvania alone, Republicans have seen a voter registration surge that is more than 150% greater than that from just the Keystone State. So Trump is going to have substantially more Republican voters in Pennsylvania than he had in 2016. But then he's going to do substantially worse in 2020? Okay, if you say so. Finally, let's go back to Rasmussen, where this all began. All right, now Rasmussen, again, that was the most accurate poll in 2016. It currently has Joe Biden plus 12, which would be the largest popular vote win by a Democratic presidential candidate against a Republican in almost 100 years, FDR over Herbert Hoover. And the main reason why, according to Rasmussen, is that Trump is historically unpopular with Republicans. The latest Rasmussen poll that has Biden plus 12 has Trump only getting 76% of the Republican vote. Trump got 88% of Republicans in the 2016 election.
That's crazy.
Rating his entire presidency with Republicans, the average has been 87%. And yet,
pause it
the
for a
Democratic
second.
Party, the furthest left it's ever been.
I don't know if that's like the racist effect. Like if he doesn't even have Republicans on his side, I don't know how much of that is the fake narrative that he's like a secret Nazi.
They're projecting that can't be true, is what he's saying. That's bullshit. It's like, if you poll Republicans, he's had an average of 87% Republican support, and all of these polls show they're saying he's only going to get 76% of Republicans to vote for him. It's complete bullshit. And if you skew the polls to that degree, you get these insane results. Is what he's saying.
This is not what the pollsters are saying. The pollsters are not saying that his Republican support is anemic.
Yes, they are.
Saying
they're using that data to in order to skew the polls to show that Biden is way ahead. I mean, indeed, it's like if we're only getting three quarters of our base of support, when you weigh that against whatever you say about Biden, the polls are going to get way out of fucking whack.
Yeah.
So I think that's what he's saying here.
Something I want to mention that he said about Florida is, again, dude, like when I drive around Florida, there are trucks driving with banner or like Trump flags waving around. Every 5 miles, there is a little side road shop that is selling Trump paraphernalia, shirts, flags, all types of stuff. You might see maybe 1 or 2 Biden things in a yard, but dude, it's like Trump is everywhere in Florida. Like every bumper, like every car has a bumper sticker on it. It's crazy.
I'll go back to my bong. Sorry to interrupt you.
All right, let's finish this video. I think people are enjoying this video. I hope so.
Yeah, very good.
Rasmussen is claiming that Trump is going to lose 12 points of Republican support from the last election, which is pretty much his entire margin of defeat in their poll. To put that in a historical context, the worst a Republican has done in the last 7 presidential elections with Republican voters, George Herbert Walker Bush got 73% in 1992, and that was with a Perot on the ballot, siphoning off his own support, something Trump doesn't have. Guys, Trump may lose on November the 3rd. I promise you this. He ain't getting just 76% of the Republican vote. It's not happening. It's not like monkeys aren't going to fly to my butt. Trump's not only getting.
I think monkeys might fly out of his butt.
That's just not going to happen.
I think they might.
Now, to me, none of this makes any sense. The math doesn't add up. The assumptions are questionable at best. And if you study the methodologies of these polls, it reminds me of when I was studying the methodology of the Imperial College survey. And it just doesn't add up. And everyone told me at the time I was nuts at first, but I turned out to be right about every one of my challenges. Because when you're doing a model, the logic, the assumptions, and then the conclusion have to be symmetrical. They have to line up, not be asymmetric, symmetrical. A plus B must equal C. Otherwise, the model isn't sound. And it wasn't with Imperial College. And the models that are being shown to you in these polls, they're not sound as well. And I leave you with this point. If you were to consider every other metric that matters when looking at an election environment. For example, look at the voter registration numbers, and it's not just in Pennsylvania. This is going on across the country. If you looked at the things like NBA rankings, our ratings, television ratings, tanking over wokeness, and that's the most liberal fan base in American team sports, probably other than soccer. And even they want to watch this stuff. Look at a falling unemployment rate. Look at all of those metrics. If you never looked at a single poll and you just looked at every other metric that told you what was going on in an election campaign, you would think Trump is cruising to re-election. The only thing that says differently are the polls. Draw your own conclusion from there. Joe Biden may win on November the 3rd. I don't know. But I can tell you I know this. The methodologies in the internals in these polls are at best wrong and flawed, at worst Imperial College.
See, what terrifies me is that they're setting it up to cheat. They're totally setting it up to cheat.
How do you mean? Like, in what way?
If votes are going to disappear and Biden is going to win, like if they want to have a plausible argument why Biden won.
Yeah.
And they'll point to the polls. They'll say, look, all the polls said he was going to win. Obviously he did win.
No, that's a great point. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, now I'm feeling good. Now Trump is
totally
going to win. Now I'm feeling great. I needed a back rub. That was a back rub.
The polls being up, I think for the polls being up for Biden, I think favors Trump. I think it hurt Hillary in 2016 because everyone thought she was going to win in a landslide. I live in California with these people, man. They don't want to vote. Nobody wants to leave their house and vote.
This is the same. This is the same mistake that they made with Hillary. You know, they're celebrating. They're like some Democrats are going to see those numbers and they're going to go, oh well, if we're that far ahead, we don't have to go out and vote. And so, I mean, I want them to say bullshit numbers like this.
Yeah, they don't want to vote for Biden either. They don't want to show up and vote for Biden. They're like, I don't even like that guy. If he's going to win anyway, I don't need to vote.
That's what I'm saying. Like no one loves Biden. You know, like people love Trump. No, people hate him too, but people love him. No one is out there in love fawning over Biden. People love Trump, and you win elections with love, I feel.
Yeah, they don't want to vote for Biden. They'd rather sit at home eating Cheetos and masturbating.
Well,
yeah.
So most of us, you know.
Maybe that's always the bad thing, Dale.
Let's go ahead and wrap it up because Jack Show's starting. I guess it's on Cecil's channel. Kelsey was in the chat. Thanks for joining us, Ethan. I can't wait to watch this town hall. I'm gonna watch it right now.
Yeah, so holy shit, dude! Tell me what you think. I want to hear what you thought of it.
Yeah, I will. Obviously, I'm going to be biased now that you heard it already. I'm going to be like, oh my God, what's happening
I only watched half of it. I saw half of it. You know, I forgot it was on. And
I saw the debate, and I was like a kid in the candy store.
You really like that?
Fucking loving it. I was so loving. He got Biden to actually admit, yes, my son is a crackhead.
That was funny. There were some good moments. Hilarious. I got to admit. Yeah, all right.
That was totally hilarious. I was loving it. And then the next day, everyone on Twitter is like, he did terrible. And I thought, what? I thought he mopped the floor with it. But you never know. You never know.
I will say
psychology is so different.
Yeah, the Hillary debates, the first and last Hillary debate, I was like, Trump lost. But when I don't remember anything about those debates. All I remember is because you'd be in jail. That's all I remember from the second debate. And that means he won all three of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. They're going to remember that first debate. The swipe he took at Hunter is what's going to stay in their brains because of all this Hunter story. This Hunter story is blowing up. So it's kind of brilliant. I don't know. We'll see what happens, right? November 3rd is right around the corner. So we'll go ahead and leave it there. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Go check out the Jack Show on Cecil's channel, and we will see you guys next week. Take care, everyone.
See ya.